So one day, little Max went to have a doctor's appointment, and when he needed to get a COVID test. So when they were going to give him his COVID test, they noticed lots of mucus inside of him. So they had to try their best to go as deep as possible. They went too deep though, and then whoop. His brain came out. Look. So they had to give him surgery. So the doctor pressed the emergency surgery button. Use in case of emergency. So he pressed it. Then he got the sleep sheet. If you place it down on the patient, then they will go to sleep. So let's put it down. He's asleep. So they got the little knife. They cut his skin open. Then they saw his meat. So use the pliers to get out the meat. So when he was trying to get it out, his pliers kept slipping off. But then he got both pieces of meat. But then he checked inside and then saw coming out of the brain Max's soul. And after they were done doing the surgery, they were gonna inspect it. And then his mucus fell out. It was all bloody. Max was cleared up, so they put back his brain. If they used the pliers, his brain would just slip off. So they had to seal him back up. Well, not just yet. They sealed him back up. So when they were inspecting his soul, they realized it was infected. So they threw away his mucus and cleaned up his meat. They placed his meat back inside of him. Whoopsies. The doctors were clumsy. So when he was putting back the meat, he realized it won't fit all the way in. Or else, if it did go in all the way, it would let his brain out. So then he put it underneath the big piece of meat so it could stay in. So then they gave Max a new soul, which was supposed to be the right one. So they put his soul in. His soul was in. And then they were sealing him back up. So Max was all healed again. But then the doctor told him he has an appointment next week. So this is what happens next week. Hold on, give me 5 seconds. I gotta redo everything. Sorry. So next week, Max went to the doctor again. What do you know? He had to get a COVID test. Sticked up his nose, and it was hard to do, and they went too deep in, and then his brain started to come out, but the doctor didn't realize. So then he went really deep in, and his brain came back out again. Then everything started to come out of him. Then took out the swab, there was so much milk, yes. So they had to do another emergency surgery on him. So the doctor pushed the button, put him to sleep, and then did the surgery. So if the pliers didn't work, the doctor thought of making a stick, opening up the pliers and holding it like that to get it. But the doctor realized his meat is coming out of his brain. So the doctor grabbed it out. He decided it's probably much easier to grab stuff out of the brain than the mouth. But he did. But let's get him checked out. He decided to check inside through his hole. Then he realized a piece of mucus came out. He got the mucus out, but then saw Mac's soul coming out of his mouth. But then it went back up. So he tried his best to use the pliers, but then another piece of meat was coming out of his brain. But little did the doctor know was that his soul came out. So the doctor took the soul and let everything out from the brain. So they inspected his soul and realized it was the wrong soul for Max. So they found the right soul for Max. Then he wouldn't have any more problem. So they placed his brain back in. And then let everything go. Cleaned up his meat. And then placed his meat back inside of him. And then placed his soul in the right spot. Right where the square was to do surgery. So they sealed Max back up, and Max was a good human and healthy human again.